Well, for more on this, Andrew K P Leung joins us from Hong Kong. He's an independent China strategist. Thanks for your time. Andrew, now this is a massive and ambitious undertaking for China. We heard China's President Xi Jinping do quite a bit to ease any fears about this project. What did he have to say?
Well, first of all, you've got to understand what China wants in the first place. It was not the whole idea, the whole initiative. It wasn't thought out on a Sunday morning. It's been in the works for a long, long time. It is China's strategy to achieve its so-called two centenary goals, to make China a powerful nation connected to the whole world. And China is doubling down on its strength, its strategic strength of connectivity. It is the heart of the whole global supply chain. And by building a lot of infrastructural linkages around the world, it would, of course, further enhance China's influence. And also, China would take the opportunity to export this excess capacity. But on the other side, on the side of the host countries, it will help them immensely because there is a tremendous lack of infrastructure investment around the world, according to various studies. And of course, if you don't have infrastructure links, farmers in remote areas won't be able to export their goods to the market. And then countries separated by mountains and various battlefields can't connect with one another. So I think it's a win-win on both sides. But the trouble is, these projects are huge, and they are not immediately financially profitable. And so it involves governments. And then when you involve governments in some of these countries, there is a problem of corruption. There's a problem of lack of corporate governance, and there is a problem of a lack of mechanism to make sure that the debts are sustainable. So all these problems are coming to the surface at the moment, and China is waking up to it. This is, in fact, a kind of inflection point in the way that China is now selling this project around the world because of this mounting wave of backlash against China. So I think that China is taking this opportunity of this international forum to address these issues openly.
So, as you've just said, there's a lot of criticism about this, and it's also what some countries have called a debt trap that poorer countries may fall into. You're saying that China is addressing this. What are they saying? What are they going to do to ensure that this actually doesn't happen?
Well, if we look at some of the panels, one of the panels involved the IMF, for example. And in fact, it was Madame Lagarde was there, and then the Chinese Xi Jinping, of course, emphasized the fact that China would work even more rigorously with international institutions like the IMF. And in fact, if you look at these projects, quite a number of them already partner with the World Bank and other international institutions. In fact, a lot of projects have been signed and involving something like 29 international institutions already. But obviously, the safeguards are not sufficient to address some of the problems. And if you look at all these investments, it's not just problems, of course, because, as I explained, these connectivity in terms of highways, in terms of railways, in terms of ports, obviously, they will bring a lot of benefits to the local economy. But of course, you've got to, on the other hand, you've got to address the question of corruption, the question of debt sustainability. And obviously, in those areas, there is a lot of deficiencies, and that's why the Chinese leadership is trying to address them.
Andrew K P Leung, great to get your take on this. Live to us there from Hong Kong.